Hey, this is Workbench with Workbench Quagmire, back with day 96 of our free code camp, Python certification in 100-ish days. We're still working through the review topics here, so we're going over the stuff that we've covered previously in preparation for the exam. So today we're going to cover Python lists and common list methods. This is going to take longer than I thought it would, so let's get started here. So Python lists, the data type is an ordered sequence of elements that can be composed of strings, numbers, or even lists, are mutable and zero-based indexed. So our example here is cities. We have Los Angeles, London, and Tokyo. Accessing the elements in the list. To access an element from the cities list, you can reference its index number in the sequence. So our example here is what happens if we look at city. I don't think that's going to do anything. We need to print. There we go. The zero index item is Los Angeles, and so we get that in the terminal. The other thing you can do is use a negative index. So we can say print cities -1, and it gives us the last item in the list. Negative index is used to access elements starting from the end of the list instead of the beginning. You can also do -2, -3, depending on your list. You can create a list using the list keyword. So here's an example of my name. You could turn that into a list. Oops, we probably did not save. There we go. So you see it's a list of characters now. And we can get the length of a list with the length keyword. So there's 3 items in our cities list. Here we have this programming languages list. List mutability. Lists are mutable, meaning you can update any element in the list as long as you pass a valid index number. To update list at a particular index, you can assign a new value to that index. So in our case, we have this programming languages. We have Python, Java, C++, and Rust. We want to replace Python with JavaScript. Who knows why we would want to do that? And then we'll print the list. There you go. JavaScript is now the first item in the list, or the 0th item in the list. If we try to print something that's out of range, index out of range, we'll get an index error. So we don't have this many items. And so we can see here, we get an index error, list index out of range. It's pointing to the 10 here, saying, hey, you only got 4 items in there, so you can only have 0 through 1. We can delete items. We can use the delete keyword. So here we're going to delete the first item, which is Java. And then we're going to add we're going to go back in there as an example. Oh, we're still out of range. We didn't save it, probably. Nope. Oh, we cannot assign go to the third. We'll just use append. Just something we'll cover here in a little bit. Append. Just wanted to have an extra item in there. There we go. So we can see we've deleted the Java out of there. We've removed Java, which is never a bad idea. The next concept is nesting of lists. Or no, the in keyword. We can check if an element is in a list. So here we have Rust in programming languages. Let's see if it prints. I don't think it will. Nope. So we have to go back here and print the value. There we go. True. Then if we go over here and say Python, we get false. And next, we're going to create a new list by having a nested list here. So we have this new variable developer. We have Workbench 42, and then programming languages, which we have up here, is already a list. So when we do that, you can see that we have embedded a list within our list because it's one of the things. But if we want to access that second list, you have to have a second index here. So 2 indexes is the index of the list. And then within that list, the first item, which is actually the second item, is C++. So that's how you would access a nested list. And occasionally you run into that with loops, where you want to access an outer list and then loop through it, and then also loop through the inner list. Unpacking. Unpacking values from a list. Here we have our list, and we have our developer, and the developer has name, age, and languages. So we can actually just put those 3 variables separated by commas, and then we'll unpack those items. Oops. To those variables. You see we get Workbench 42 and the list when we print them. The other thing we can do is if we only want one item and we want to unpack something, we can use this star operator, this asterisk, to collect the remaining items from the list. So if we don't do that, let's remove this first and say we just want name equals developer, then it's going to print name. It just gives us our list. So we just want the name. So in order to do that, to go in here and put a comma in. Namen, that's German for name. Asterisk, rest. And then down here, we'll put rest. We can see we've got the name, which is the first item that we collected, and then rest, which is the remainder of the list, which is still list. It's 42, and then the embedded list. So that's handy if you want to get one item out of there and you don't need the rest. You can also slice these like strings. So just like strings that we talked about we can go in here and we can slice these items. And so, oops. You can see the first one here, we're going from the beginning to the first item so it's only be 2 items because the 2 is non-inclusive. So if you were to put a 3 in here, it'd only give you the 0, 1, and 2 item. It would not give you the 3rd item. And so here we have the steps. So remember, like in strings, you have your start, your end, what's before the colon, what's after the colon, and then after the second colon gives you your step. So this should give us every other item. And so you can see here, we just get the JavaScript. I should have probably printed the programming languages, but remember our 0th item is JavaScript. We got rid of Python. We added Go. So we get the 0th and the 1st item because we got rid of Java. Let's just do that. Let's print this so it's more clear. Now, this is not going to be true anymore. Let's get rid of that comment. So you can see, here's our list now, JavaScript, C++. So the nothing blank colon 2 gives us 0, 1 item. And then the blank blank 2 gives us every other. So JavaScript and Rust. That's our steps. Okay, now let's start on our common list methods. And the first one's append. This is very common. We've used it a lot. So here we've appended Python. And so now we have JavaScript, C++, Rust, Go, and Python, whereas we had everything but that before. We can also append a list to it. So here we've appended the list 1, 2, 3. Now you'll see that it does not include it in our original list. We have a 2-dimensional list now. So we have JavaScript, our programming languages, and then at the end we have this other list. If we want to add those items in the list, we have to use a different method. We have to use the extend method. So first we'll cover pop for some reason. I don't know why I put pop in there. But it's another list method. So you can see here, I know I did it. I got rid of the list that was on the end there. So pop with nothing in here, if we don't pick a certain index, takes the last item and returns it. And so I've taken that and assigned it to my list and then printed my list. And my list is the 1, 2, 3 list that I created and added before. Now we get to extend. And so this will actually add C and C++ to our original list, which is something you probably would want to do. And so now we have JavaScript, C++, Rust, Go, Python, C, and C++. We have C++ twice, which will be handy here coming up. So remove. So the method remove, I've lost my place in my notes. Oh, the method remove, we forgot insert, but remove will remove the first occurrence of the item. So it won't remove both C++s. So you'll see here, we'll still have one C++ left when we print this, because it just removes the first one. Now we can also insert an item, so we can go back here and we'll insert C#. Oh. Oh, we did not use insert. We just said dot. Insert. We got two arguments, not one. Oh, we have to put the location we want to insert this. So we want to insert this, let's say at 0. There we go. So now we have C#, JavaScript, Rust, Go, Python, C, and C++. So you get to choose where that particular item is going to go. Again, we have pop, which this will pop the third item off of there, and we will not capture that item. So if you don't, it just goes away. So now we've got C, C#, JavaScript, Go, Python, C, and C++. We're getting C heavy here. Okay, so now for some different stuff here. Oh, I forgot. If we want, we can actually clear the entire list. Is another one here. So now Python is not in the list. So that was something from somewhere else, but you can see the first set of brackets up here. This is returning. It's saying printing what that list is now, and the list is nothing. So, right, let's go to numbers and sorting. So the sort method is used to sort the elements in place. Here's an example. So we have this list of numbers. They're all out of order. Line 67 is giving us a problem. Let's go find it. It's at the very bottom, I believe. Yep, it's because we cleared the list. So we have to go back up here and remove the clear. Just comment it out. There we go. There's our sorted. It sorts it in place, so it changes the order of the numbers list. Then we have sorted, which is different. Sorted is a built-in function that returns a new sorted list instead of modifying the original. So, in this example, we get numbers, our out-of-order numbers, the sorted list. And so when we print this, we're going to print the sorted list, and then we're going to print the numbers, which is this list here, and you'll see that they are different. So the numbers list has been sorted, has been through sort, and the sorted numbers list, or the sorted numbers list is the list that was returned and to the variable name sorted numbers, and the numbers still is out of order there. So those are an important thing. You'll frequently forget which one to do, and then you'll do the incorrect one. So reverse, as you can expect, our list was 6543221, and we now have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the last frequent item is this programming language index. So hopefully it's still on our list now that we've changed our code. This should tell us where Python is. It's in the 4th position. So let's print that list real quick. Just so we can show what's going on there. So there you go. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's the 4th index. So those are the common list methods and Python lists. Next time we will start by covering tuples and common tuple methods. Like I think I've said before, this has taken a little longer to get through this stuff. I'm pretty familiar with this stuff. I don't know if you're familiar with it or not. I think the more challenging stuff is still ahead of us. We've got enumerate and zip and compressions, list comprehensions, compressions, lambda functions, and mathematical operations, standard library, exception handling, all that stuff. My real challenge, I think, is probably down here with this algorithms and big O notation and arrays and time complexity and stacks and queues, maps and map hashes and all that stuff. So we will probably go over 100 since this is 96. And we still have quite a bit of material to get through here. But that's why I called it the Free Code Camp Python certification in 100-ish days. So maybe it's going to be 110, maybe it's 105, I don't know. But the last video will be my... somebody commented was wanting to know how the exam worked, and I don't know because I haven't taken it yet. I'm literally reviewing this stuff in real time and getting ready to take the exam. So that'll probably be sometime next week at this rate. But I will make a last video saying, hopefully I passed. Actually, that will be my last video. If I fail it, that would be even more interesting, because then I can make another video about why I failed. So thanks for watching the video. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.